welcome to today's video about how to raise baby chicks. My name is Mayat Van Eidert. I will be here with you every day for the next 16 weeks, showing you how to raise baby chicks from day olds until they're healthy layers. I'm also the founder of the website Pampered Chicken Mama, and we have a line of layer feeds and herbal treats for backyard chickens and Chick Starter, which is the inspiration for this video series. Now, I thought a really good topic for today's video is a question I get a lot, which is, when will my chicks roost? And the truth about this question is that your chicks will roost when they're ready to roost, but we can talk about the different stages that chicks go through when it comes to roosting. Now, chickens roost in order to be safe. It's an instinctual thing that they do, like a lot of different birds. So they'll naturally start to do it when they're ready. On our farm, we have noticed that different types, like different breeds of chicks, will start to roost at different times and at different ages. Generally speaking, we have found that they start to roost at around 8 to 12 weeks. The reason for that is because when they're chicks, they naturally want to huddle together and in a clump on the floor. And that's just how they stay safe. And if you think about it in the wild or naturally, they want to cluster under their mother, and that's generally on the floor, right? When they're chicks, they have down, which means that they don't really have feathers, which means that they really can't get up onto anything unless they jump on it, right? So only really once they start to develop feathers will they start to actually roost. But even then, I found that it takes them until like that 8 to 12 week mark. And that's usually when they have an adult to watch, right? So in our coop, for example, we have chickens of all different ages. We start integrating them in the coop at around 10 weeks. And at the time, they usually have all their feathers. If they don't, they still sit on the ground. But they're watching the adults roost, and so they start to get the picture that, oh, that's what I'm supposed to do as a chicken. But really, until they get the feathers, they're not going to start doing that. Now, something that you might notice, though, is that, for example, in our brooders, we use those Tupperware bins, and we talked in another video about the brooders options that you have. We use those sort of like plastic Tupperware bins, and we noticed that at about even like 2 weeks, when they start to get their wing feathers, the chicks will start to want to roost if given the option. Will they roost up high like adults? No, but they'll roost, 18 inches up above the ground, and that just shows you that it's a relatively instinctual thing for them. So you don't have to train them for this. They're going to do it naturally. It's just a natural behavior that they do. Now, if you find that your chickens aren't roosting, and you know that they have their feathers and it's an age-appropriate thing for them to be doing, the next thing to ask yourself is, what do you have in there for them to roost on, and is there anything sort of driving them away from it? So an example might be that you don't have anything in there, or what you have in there is too thin. So for example, they're not going to roost necessarily on little twigs. You want their roosts to be about 2 inches wide. That's just more comfortable for them. But let's just say your roosts are perfectly fine and they're not using them and you're not sure why. Then the question is the roost too high? Ask yourself that. Another question is there something about the roost that's unattractive? Like, for example, can vermin get onto it, right? So let's just say mice can get onto it and the mice are scuttling around at night. Your chickens aren't going to want to roost on that, correct? So those are just some questions to ask yourself. As for roosting material, we tend to personally go for like the natural type of roost. So we might use like sticks from outside, like larger logs, for example. We also make swings out of those, or we might use like a 2x4. Those are what we tend to go for. You can buy some of those commercial roosts. We've never actually used them. I don't personally have anything against them. I think they're perfectly fine. We just found that free logs seems to work better for us, is pretty much what it boils down to. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video. It was about when your chicks will roost, and pretty much it's age dependent, and it's dependent on whether or not they have feathers. If you've enjoyed this video, please go ahead and leave me a comment below. You can also leave me a comment below if you have a question about raising backyard chickens, and I'll do my best to answer it. Please do consider subscribing, and if you're watching this on YouTube, please do click the notification bell to be notified about when we upload a new video about how to raise baby chicks, which will be every day for the next 16 weeks, as I show you how to raise baby chicks from day olds into their healthy layers. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!